let's talk about for a half second your story on how you even got into business to begin with. You mentioned you
Yep.
got several of them. What was it like? What was Ryan before business, and how did he get in business?
I was 11. My dad said, "You need to start mowing yards in the neighborhood." He was the one that told me I should start doing it. I was like, okay. So he gave me the mower, his riding mower with the cart hooked up to it, and the push mower, the weed eater, all that. And he's like,
Yeah.
go make flyers, go knock on doors, pass them out, get yards. And so I was probably doing like about 10 yards the summer, taking care of them. And I'd make
Mhm.
8, 10 grand in the summer mowing yards. And I was a saver, so I wouldn't spend it. I would tell my parents, I'm going to save it and buy a 4-wheeler at the end of the summer, but then I wouldn't want to. So then they're like, we got
Yeah.
to go get your bank account because you have all this money in your room,
Yeah.
and that's not good. So then I had to go get a bank account. Then I was 16. He went and bought me a whole commercial setup, like commercial
Okay.
mower, everything. He said, I'm your bank. You have a note. This is your monthly
Yeah.
note. You have to pay it back in 2 years.
Yeah.
And he didn't charge me interest though. So he was being nice for that, but he did charge me the monthly note. I paid it back in just over a year. It was like, say it was like $8,500 or something. I
Sure.
paid it back in just over a year. And then when I was 18, he made me go into the bank, and I had been banking with, already had my business and stuff. And I got my first big commercial mower myself, the loan.
Yeah.
He made me
Yeah.
go in. You go in by yourself. I'm not going in with you. You work the deal. And they saw that I was doing like $40,000 a year in revenue. And so they're like,
We'll
we'll
do it.
finance you for a mower for 9 grand or whatever. So I did it and got it and everything. So that's pretty much how it started it. And then I went and worked did sales for a landscaping company, a tree company, and then a foreman for a landscaping company. That was like a matter of a year and a half. And I
Sure.
was like, this isn't for me, man. I need to be doing my own thing. Like, I'm not happy. And I'm like, if I'm selling all these jobs to this tree company, I can just do it myself. My
Yeah.
business partner now, we just merged together, started a landscaping tree company, and we just literally started knocking on doors because there was a big flood. And so we just started knocking on doors and getting all this tree work. And he had a dump truck. I had ropes and chainsaws, and I knew the guys and the workers. And so that's how we
We
just
threw
built
it
it.
all together.
Yeah, and man, early on we didn't know. I wish I knew what I knew now. We didn't have a website. Everything was
Yeah.
referrals, word of mouth. We had picked up, I don't know if you Quick Trip gas stations at all.
Oh yeah.
We have
Oh
them here
yeah.
in Atlanta.
Oh
We
yeah.
picked up their contract. They almost put us out of business because the first year we did the 100 grand with them, but they owed us like 75,000 at one time. And
Wow.
we like just starting off in '09, we were like, holy crap, like we can't even pay our bills. Like it was
No.
scary. We got over that though. And we were quickly doing about half a million a year within a couple of years, like maybe
Yeah.
2, 3 years. And then we added lights in 2012 to supplement the wintertime. And that really helped. And then we got to a point where we're like, okay, tree work's really dangerous. Do we want to keep doing that and scale it? That's very dangerous. Insurances cost a lot. So we were like, maybe we'll start looking at something else. And then Outback Gutter Vac approached us, and we were their first licensee. It's a franchise. We were the first licensee to prove the model. Out of 30 companies, they chose us to go with them. And then we were their first franchise
Wow.
as well. And that was in 2015. And then 2015, we started that. 16, we phased out the tree business and went all into that and the lights, and then started doing concrete coatings in 2021. So that's been like, that's how it's gone. But Christmas lights is our number one service now. The rest of them are
Yeah.
just keep my guys busy. We do 7 figures in 3 months with Christmas lights.
Yeah, it's
It's
a lot of
crazy.
lights in a short amount of time, and like you
Yeah.
said, they can stay busy the rest of the year, which makes for a well-rounded business if it's kind of all together. But bro, you've got experience here, there, and everywhere. I felt like a little bit of listening to my own story there. I feel like there's sometimes where people like, Chaz, what do you do? And I'm like, I did this for a while, 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 and they're like, and what do you do now? I'm like, all of it.
Oh, yeah.
Still, yeah.
I'm like, the only thing I
Like,
don't do is the trees. And they're like, oh, do you miss it? I'm like, no, I don't miss it. I
yeah,
get that all the time. People ask me, I'm like, no, that was the hardest work. It made me who we are, and it taught me a
that's
lot
right.
about business and everything, but
That's right.
I would never go back to it.